3:42 p.m. Persian Gulf, January 2026. 12 Iranian speedboats cut through the water. They're heading straight for the Strait of Hormuz. The narrowest point, just 21 miles wide. On the other side, the world's oil supply, 20% of it, every single day. The Iranian commander gives the order, block the strait, no ships pass through. If this works, gas prices explode overnight. Global economy crashes, and the United States, they'll have to make a choice, back down or fight back. But here's the question nobody expected. What happens when you threaten the world's most powerful navy? Let me show you what happened next. The Strait of Hormuz isn't just water, it's a chokepoint. Think of it like this. Imagine the entire world's oil flowing through a single narrow hallway. That's Hormuz. Every day, 21 million barrels of oil pass through. Saudi Arabia's oil, Kuwait's oil, UAE's oil, Iraq's oil, all of it goes through this one strait. The width, 21 miles at the narrowest point, but here's the thing. Only 2 lanes are actually usable for tankers, 1 lane going in, 1 lane going out, that's it. Iran sits on one side, Oman on the other. And Iran, they've been watching these tankers for decades, counting them, tracking them, planning. Because if you control Hormuz, you control leverage. Real leverage. This isn't the first time Iran threatened to close it. 1984, they tried during the Iran-Iraq War. 2008, another threat. 2011, again. 2012, same thing. But January 2026, this time felt different. The tension had been building for months. President Trump pulled out of the Iran nuclear deal. Sanctions came back, hard sanctions. Iran's economy started collapsing. Oil exports dropped 90%. The Iranian people angry, the government desperate. And desperate countries make bold moves. Iran's Revolutionary Guard had a plan. It wasn't complicated, just effective. Use small speedboats, fast attack craft, swarm tactics, overwhelm any response. They'd done it before in exercises. Dozens of small boats attacking from multiple angles, like bees swarming a giant. Each boat carries missiles, torpedoes, mines. The math seemed simple. Big American warships are powerful, but they're also slow to turn, slow to react to multiple small threats at once. Could it work? Iran thought so. Here's what the US knew that morning. Intelligence reports showed Iranian boats gathering, not just a few, dozens. Satellite images confirmed it. Radio chatter increased. Something was coming. The USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group was already in the region. It arrived weeks earlier, not by accident. The Pentagon saw the threats coming. But here's the challenge. The Strait of Hormuz is Iran's backyard. They know every current, every depth, every hiding spot. The U.S. Navy, they're visitors. Iran had positioned anti-ship missiles on the coast, hidden in caves, mobile launchers that could fire and relocate in minutes. Radar stations tracked every American ship. And those speedboats, they practiced this exact scenario hundreds of times. The Iranian strategy was clear. If we can't sell our oil, nobody sells their oil. Shut down Hormuz, watch the world panic, force America to negotiate. 3:42 p.m., the Iranian boats made their move. They formed a blockade pattern, spreading across the shipping lanes. Any tanker trying to pass, they'd intercept it, board it maybe, or just scare it away. International waters didn't matter anymore. Iran was drawing a new line. The first tanker to approach, Norwegian-flagged, carrying Saudi oil, worth millions. The crew saw the Iranian boats. They stopped, turned around, radioed for help. Within 20 minutes, 2 more tankers did the same thing. The Strait of Hormuz was effectively closed. But then the call came. USS Bainbridge was 40 miles away, an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer, one of the Navy's most advanced warships. Captain Sarah Mitchell got the alert. Iranian boats blocking commercial traffic. Situation escalating. She had a decision to make, engage or observe. Here's the problem, open fire, you risk starting a war, do nothing, you lose credibility. Iran wins. The rules of engagement were clear but complicated. Defend if threatened, protect commercial shipping, but don't provoke. How do you stop a blockade without firing the first shot? Captain Mitchell ordered the Bainbridge to full speed, 30 knots, heading straight for the strait. At the same time, she sent a message. Not to Iran, to 5th Fleet Command in Bahrain. Request air support, need it now. 12 minutes later, 2 FA-18 Super Hornets launched from the Abraham Lincoln, flying low, fast. But here's where it gets interesting. The Iranians weren't backing down. They saw the Bainbridge coming, they knew what it meant, and they stayed in formation. Why? Because they were betting on something. They thought America wouldn't risk a shooting war over a few speedboats. They were wrong. 4:18 p.m., the Bainbridge entered visual range. The Iranian commander radioed his boats, "Hold position, don't move." The American destroyer closed to 3 miles. Then 2 miles, the Iranian boats could see it now, a massive gray warship, cutting through the water coming right at them. 1 mile. Still no shots fired. But then Captain Mitchell did something unexpected. She didn't slow down. The Bainbridge kept coming, full speed, aimed directly at the Iranian formation. It's called a charging maneuver, psychological warfare. The message, "We're not stopping, move or get run over." The Iranian boats held their position. 800 meters, 600 meters, 400 meters. At 300 meters, the Bainbridge's wake started hitting the smaller boats. Waves rocked them hard. The Iranian commander made a calculation: stay and get swamped, or move. At 200 meters, the first Iranian boat broke formation, then another, then another. They scattered. But the crisis wasn't over yet. One Iranian boat stayed, smaller than the others, faster. It started circling the Bainbridge, getting closer, testing. Captain Mitchell knew what this was, a probe, see how far they could push. She ordered weapon systems locked. The destroyer's guns tracked the speedboat, laser targeting painted it. The message was clear: one more move, one wrong move, you're done. The speedboat circled twice more, then something happened. The FA-18s arrived. They came in low, maybe 500 feet. The sound alone was deafening, a sonic statement of power. The jets made one pass, then banked hard, came back around, lower this time, directly over the Iranian boats. The speedboat stopped circling, it just stopped. For 30 seconds nobody moved. The Bainbridge, the Iranian boats, the tankers watching from miles away, everyone waited. Then the Iranian commander radioed his fleets, "Fall back." The speedboats turned away, headed back toward Iranian waters. The blockade broke. By 4:35 p.m., the shipping lanes were clear again. But that's not the end of the story. Within 6 hours, the Pentagon released a statement. They didn't mention the Bainbridge specifically, just said U.S. naval forces ensured freedom of navigation in international waters. Diplomatic speak for "we won, don't try that again." Iran's response, state media called it routine patrols. They denied blocking anything, said the American destroyer was escorted away by their boats. Complete opposite of what happened. But here's what mattered. The tankers started moving again, oil flow resumed, prices stabilized, the world kept turning. The U.S. Navy proved a point: you can threaten the strait, you can posture. But when it comes down to it, America will keep those lanes open. Iran learned something too: swarm tactics work in theory. In practice, not against a destroyer that won't blink. But the bigger lesson, neither side wanted a shooting war. Iran backed down before shots were fired. The U.S. stopped short of opening fire. Both sides found their red lines that day. What happened after changed the dynamic in the Persian Gulf. The U.S. established Operation Sentinel, coalition naval patrols. Britain joined, Australia, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, all dedicated to protecting shipping in Hormuz. Iran kept testing. June 2026, they shot down an American drone, almost started a war. Trump called off retaliatory strikes at the last minute. But they never tried blocking the strait again, not like that day in January. Because now they knew the U.S. would respond fast, overwhelming, and they wouldn't hesitate. The Strait of Hormuz remains a flashpoint today. Tensions still rise and fall. Iranian boats still patrol. American warships still pass through. But January 2026 set a precedent. A line was drawn. Both sides know where it is now. The world's oil keeps flowing, 21 million barrels a day, through that narrow 21-mile strait, under the watch of destroyers and fighter jets. Because some chokepoints are too important to let close. So here's my question for you. If you were Captain Mitchell that day, what would you have done differently? Would you have opened fire earlier, held back longer? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because the world's most dangerous waters, they've got more stories to tell. Thanks for watching.